All right, Bobby Chaffee here in T&L Maintenance Victory Lane with your Hurricane Automotive and Diesel Bootlegger winner here at the opening night at HMP, the Palace of Power HMP Oval, Mr. Mason Teague. And we got Maya Teague, another fourth-generation star that we'll get to in just a minute. But talk about tonight, dude. I always find it really interesting and cool, number one, when people drag cars out of the weeds to come race because there's a place to race and you get a chance to race these older cars. And number two, I also like it when we find a way to make classes combine to make it a little bit better race for the fans. So talk about, number one, getting this car ready to go. And then talk about, two, racing in front of the stands to start the season.
Getting the car ready to go is kind of a last-minute ordeal, Bobby. It kind of came together, I would say, Thursday evening. I called Arden and said, hey, is someone running the car? And he was like, no. Like, well, let me see if I can put it together to get the guys at the shop going and come pick it up, and kind of made something happen and grab it last minute and make it out here. So it is a lot of fun coming out racing with the older cars. It does stink to only have a couple of them, but it is kind of cool that Owen's meshing them with the factory stocks to kind of help build that old nostalgia back up with the older cars.
So I think basically what you guys have proven a little bit last year with a couple of, I would call it test runs with the factory stocks and the bootleggers, and you proved it again tonight, is that definitely if you've got an older car, an old San Antonio street stock, an old Thunder Hill super stock, you got an older car like this, bring it out here because there's a place for it to finally race and not sit in the garage. And number two, if you got a factory stock, bring it over to the asphalt because these dirt guys that we see coming, Adam Hall, who won the last race, and Tim Homeyer won tonight, that smile, you cannot take it off their face. Everybody's having a good time when you combine these two classes together.
For sure. Adam and Homeyer honestly had the cars to beat tonight. If Adam hadn't broke, he probably would have been held to pass. But the factory stocks and the bootleggers can be combined and be just as equal with maybe minor changes to these. That way the dirt guys don't have to change their stuff coming from asphalt or from dirt to asphalt. Maybe make us change something to kind of mesh those back together. And if we can get people off the couches and off the keyboards to get these things put back together, we can make something work.
So you notice that, or the people behind the camera will notice that when I introduce the class, it's the Hurricane Automotive and Diesel Bootleggers. Now, that's the same thing that's on the cars. That's the same thing that's on your driving suit. And I've been to your shop at Hurricane Automotive and Diesel there in Kyle, Texas, off of Highway 150. Tell me the reasoning behind sponsoring the class.
Main thing is just to see asphalt racing grow in Texas because we don't have any tracks left. And with what good stuff Owen's done on the dirt side, he's willing to put that forth on the asphalt side. And if we can just kind of build a core group back up and help Owen help us out, it will all work and come full circle. So I want to do everything I can in my power at the shop in sponsoring the class. So that's the reason we do it. And we love racing and have racers that we're building up too. So
let's talk about Little Man. Obviously, he's just now getting a taste of it. As we said, fourth generation racer. You got your grandpa Butch, your dad Jim, you, and now Maya. Talk about continuing that legacy of racing because it's something that's once you get it in your blood, it's there, right? We can't get rid of it no matter how hard we try. But talk about that next step of evolution of racing for you, racing with Little Man.
Yeah, so we bought him a quarter midget about 2 months ago, and we started building that in the shop, putting it together, setting it up. He's kind of learning all of the stuff the way I learned, him at a lot younger age than me. He's probably going to be doing his first race. T-ball kind of takes precedence right now with everything we got going on, but we're hoping to have his first race in just a couple weeks. So looking forward to that, right?
Well, that's cool. Here is your Hurricane Automotive and Diesel Bootlegger winner here in T&L Maintenance Victory Lane at the HMP Oval, the Palace of Power. Congratulations, Mason.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate everything you do, brother.
In car number 50, as he continues to hang on to that advantage. Back straightaway, shrunk a little bit the last time. 4 car lengths, but now racing into turn number 3. White flag in the air right here. 3/8 of a mile to go for Mason Teague. In car number 50, down into turn number 1, Homeyer. Boy, he drove that one deep into the corner. Let's see if he does it again here in turn number 3. Homeyer's going to drive it in deep right there. He'll let it sail around just a little bit, but it's going to be Mason Teague in the 50, winning it in the Hurricane Automotive Bootleggers and Factory Stocks in car number 50.